Right, quick one on the SDR. We are looking at aircraft aircraft tracking. So we're using a little SDR box, very small telescopic aerial for this frequency. We're using RTL 1090 software, and then we're using virtual radar to actually plot them onto a map. All free software, and I'll just go through what is happening. We'll just minimize that for a minute. So what is happening? Lots are happening. Over here we can see we are tracking 16 aircraft out of 22, and those 15 now are shown on the map. I've got it set up so the furthest aircraft from me, which is this one here approaching Birmingham, about 54 miles away, is auto selected, and we get pictures of the actual aircraft. In addition to that, you've got various information up here: altitude, vertical speed, heading. This one's coming out of Dublin and is heading to Frankfurt in Germany. And there's a load of more information that you can put up out of the menu system over here. I won't go into that because it's a bit dry and a bit boring. Down here we're actually tracking 17, 16 feet. It's a bit cloudy out here, so things are dropping in and popping back up. Over here again we can select what we want to show on here from the map, from dozens of headings and information. So what I've got on here is simply speed, altitude, call sign, whether it's civilian or military aircraft. The message is how many data packets I've received from that aircraft. So if one kind of stops sending data packages or isn't sending very many, then I know that's going to drop out. That's the distance away, and that's how the list is made up of, from closest to furthest. And the last one is average signal strength. So on the map we can zoom in and have a look. We can see this guy here. They've all got a trace line behind them, so this guy's actually coming into Liverpool. He's dropped below the height that I can actually see him from where I am, which is up here in Wigan. But you could see he was on a holding pattern and then was coming into Liverpool. Just as I show you, it disappears. So the colours of the traces behind him, obviously this is where I've picked them up. And that line will disappear when they disappear, so I can see how long I've been tracking them from what location to what location. The colour of the line is an indicator of the altitude that they're at. What else have we got? So we can click on any of the aircraft and it'll bring it up here if there's an image of it. So I instantly pick one that hasn't got an image. We'll try this guy over here. So that's Aer Lingus. Nothing interesting there. What's this guy here? Dublin to London Heathrow. Oh, they're all being very odd, not giving me any images. Very good. Let's try you up there. That's better. EasyJet. So we'll just click through a few and see what we're getting. I've put these centric rings on just to give me an idea of how far we're going. I can usually trace them out just past the east coast and just past the south coast of Wales. It depends on the conditions. So we'll zoom in again and see what we're getting. Where are these two guys off to? Ryanair from Leeds to Dublin, short haul. And this guy is Leeds to Belfast. That's EasyJet, isn't it? So you get all the private airplanes as well. We'll try and hang on and see if we get one of those, as well as the military stuff. not giving me anything on that one. It's unusual. The majority of them do have images. Strange. You scroll down the list. Currently, there's one at 80 miles. Just gone past 80 miles. This guy, nope. And that was the one that just disappeared, but he's still got a hold of it. It may pop back in. It's down here near Worcester. Or Worcestershire, as they say. Nowhere. What's this little guy? BAE Systems, little private jet. And you can instantly see there's a big height difference between these two. They're just going over Lincoln at the moment, which is 84 miles away from my little tiny £7 eBay aerial. It's not doing too bad. Where's he going to? Really not known. Not posted. Okay. Where's this guy going to? Berlin. Brandenburg. Ryanair. It's a strange one. Where's he going into? Leeds from Lanzarote. Yeah, I'm not really a plane spotter. I am kind of into my radio gear from my old army days when I was, Dad's army and all the rest of it. This is just a bit of cheap fun, and it's interesting to play around with the kit and see what you can make it do. You'll have to excuse me. Keep saying it's a slight disease from living too close to Liverpool, and I've got a cold. That's not a disease from living too close to Manchester. But there you go. What else have we got going on? Now this guy's getting a bit of distance on us now. So he's at 96 miles away. Signal strength on his radio is 25, 26. So we'll keep an eye on that one. See if we can follow him to the coast. You never know. You never know. There's some big hills between me and him. Seeing if anything interesting is popping up here. At the moment we've got 25 aircraft that's on the list, and we're tracking 17 of them. So yeah, I'm not seeing any data packets coming in, so he's kind of getting on the limit of what we're seeing. Oh, another one's popped in at 98 miles, which is this guy down here. It's just gone past Worcestershire, well south of Birmingham. As you can imagine, you get quite a bit of radio interference as it goes over Birmingham, but hey ho. Where's he off to? Gatwick, London from Glasgow. So he's got a slightly higher signal strength than the one we were following out here over Lincolnshire. It's starting to drop off now. Can he make the 100-mile marker? Dropping off his signal strength a lot, not getting anything back from him. We might just cross the line, win the competition. Riveting stuff, eh? Riveting. Nope, didn't quite make it. See if there's any interesting aircraft about. What's this? Looks American. Oh, British Airways. Airbus 350, new one. No picture of it. Off to Vancouver in Canada. Nothing interesting up at the moment, just commercial stuff. This guy just taken off from Manchester. He has. Just Manchester, he's hopping over to Denmark, Copenhagen. Very nice. This one's the same, I would think. Yeah, just taken off from Manchester. Currently at 5,600 feet, and he's skyborne. 1,728 feet per minute vertical. They have an airspeed of 312. So he'll be following this guy. Oh, he's off to Norway actually, so he'll be a little bit more north than Copenhagen. Sandalford in Norway. I was about to attempt to pronounce Torp, but I won't because I'll make an absolute mess of it. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Another one going for the record there. Is this guy that doesn't show up? We've been tracing him since the north coast of Wales. We're now over the top of Birmingham. Anything low? Where's he going into? Ooh, that's interesting. So it's come from Hong Kong, then went to Japan, then to the United States, and then he's going to the East Midlands, Nottingham. Oh, the joy. The utter joy you must have. Final destination after all of that. Nottingham. Wonderful. DHL, full of parcels. That's one long haul flight, isn't it? Really, that's pretty much yeah, halfway around the world, and then a bit more. It's UK based, so I think he'll be rushing back to his bed when he's finished. But no, not seeing anything any more interesting popping up. And not to make this video 100 years long, we will finish up with just a quick look through the menus, a very quick look through just at the options that you can have. So this is the kind of information that you can show up here, and you can add a whole lot more. A whole lot more. The same with kind of the stuff that you're seeing on here. Again, you can add to your heart's content and have whatever information you want. There is another thing on this, is that you can link it to FlightX. Yeah, FlightX. So you'll get basically a virtual cockpit view of whatever aircraft you select, and the landscape below it, and the speed it's going, and the altitude, and all the rest of it. Swap around. That's quite interesting if you're into that. Like I said, I'm just into the kind of the technology more than anything, just playing around with it. And that's about it. That is about it. There's nothing fancy showing up. No helicopters, no light aircraft. Yeah, just Ryanair and DHL and EasyJet. Nothing to write home about. There's the two guys. He's off to Copenhagen. No, sorry, wrong one. Another one out of Manchester. He's off to Greece. He just disappeared over Manchester. Not seeing much else that would excite anybody. Oh, the JP Morgan Chase Bank. Right, and their little private jet. No pictures, obviously. Keep it in the hangar at all times. I'm not telling you where you're going. Do you see some strange stuff up here? The military stuff's quite funny. Plenty of Hercs going down the kind of the coast. Stuff heading into Wales. Then you get weird and wonderful stuff. The Canadian Air Force turn up every now and again, and the Irish Air Force whizzing up and down past Liverpool. But yeah, interesting. If you want to kind of get into it, have a look at SDR radios, and you can pick them up for literally nothing, for what they are, and you can do an awful lot with them. This is just looking at one aspect of dozens. Interesting stuff. If you're into kind of technology and radios and stuff like that, it's worth having a look at, because the price is ridiculously low compared to, you know, going out there and buying an actual ham radio gear and all the stuff of nightmares of doing your tests and all the rest of it. These don't require any licensing because there's no transmit button. But you can still interact with the amateur guys. A lot of the amateur radio sites they'll have broadcast stuff going on where they're going to different stations around just the world, and you'll pick them up fairly easily. And they may have a live stream or on YouTube or a Facebook page, and you can actually type in or shout in, you know, where you are, where you're picking them up, what signal strength you're getting off them, and interact that way and chat via the interwebs, which a lot of them do. Yes, you can nerd out, completely nerd out doing it. Oh, Air Malta from Dublin to Germany. Strange. I'm just waiting to see if anything pops up, because I know as soon as I stop it, we'll have the local police helicopter or something like that. Right. Anyway, one last look. What is that? Oh, Iceland. There you go. There's something interesting. Up here, there's lots of things that you can jump onto. I'll look at more details of the aircraft if you want to. Along with a lot more information and data. So if you find something unusual, you can have a look and see what's going on, including its home airport and bits and pieces like that. Right, back over to there. 17 out of 20 aircraft following. Nothing leaping out at me. No, I'm gonna have to end it. Right, thanks for watching. Sorry for nerding out, but a few of you were quite interested in listening to the aircraft voice comms that you do with this unit as well, which was the 2 videos before. Right, adios.